Alright, so I was able to put a ratchet strap on and tighten up against the body of the ways, and was able to straighten up a good portion of that. I can actually pull that about 90% of the way through. But unfortunately, as you can see right here on the end of that shaft, it's got a marked little bow, and I don't think there's any way that I can get that to go through as it is, and not on the machine. So I'm going to have to take the apron off, unfortunately, which means I'll probably take the saddle off, and it is up on a hard stop, and you know it goes to so far, and then there's a stop. Well, now it's going past the stop. Maybe I can get it off that way. I don't know. I think that we're probably just going to call that a video for the night, and ask for some assistance on from other viewers, and we'll call that a wrap. I've spent about probably 3 hours on this so far this evening. I feel like I made some progress here, got some stuff done, but not everything that needed to be done. Yeah, it's going to be a project getting the apron off of there. So Doc D out. Have a good evening.
How do I know when it's out?
There you go. And just let me get a box. Hold on, right here. Here, as they come out, just throw them in this box.
Okay. How's Mariah doing on the project?
Good.
And working model?
What's that?
Do they have a working model?
Not yet. Yeah, they ran out of time with the summer.
They ran out of time?
Yeah.
Why she didn't go back to Danner's?
I don't know. Still in there. Okay. There it is. All right. Woohoo!
That's enough to make muscles out of you. Oh,
Yeah.
you already have muscles.
Yeah, not as many as I had. All right. Good deal. That all looks pretty good, other than the darn bent shaft.
Is this the shaft you're talking about?
Yeah. All right, thank you, sir.
Hey, no problem.
That was not a one-man job.
No, I understand.
All right, Doc T. Still making adjustments. Really need to invest in a little better tripod. Maybe I'll do that. That's fine. Just put the flapper over where I can see what I'm doing. Or see what you're seeing. Maybe I'll just sit down in the chair. That's what we'll do. I'll sit down on a table, on a stool. Yeah. Yeah. Good grief. Okay, so we got the apron off, and in actuality, it looks really good inside. Now I haven't looked at the half nuts or anything yet, but I'll be getting ready to. But what I want to do is not ding this up any more than what I have to. I'm going to wind up just flipping this straight upside down so I can look at what's going on with this shaft and figure out what I got to do to get that shaft out of there and get it straightened. Because that's what we did all this for, right? And there's probably going to be a little bit of oil in here. I hope there's a little bit of oil in there. Yeah, there was. There's a whole lot of oil in there. Well, that wasn't the best idea. Shoot. Fortunately, I got some paper towels right here. Oh, good grief. Hopefully y'all do silly stuff like this in your shop. I did put the cardboard down for just this reason. I just didn't. I should have known there'd be more oil in it. I knew there was more oil than that. My bad. My bad. Dumb mistake number one. Okay, so what I'm going to do is the bottom of this box has got 4 Allen screws on it. I'm going to pull that off, and I think that right there, there's a little bolt right there. I bet that sets the it's been a long day. Anyhow, I'm sure what that does engages in that keyway. That would be my guess. So let me get a screwdriver. Long screwdriver now. I will probably still have to pull the bottom of this box off, I'm guessing, but maybe not. Let me pull this up, I'll know. Nope. Well, maybe. No. Wishful thinking. All right. So we'll put that little puppy right back in there so I don't lose it. Ooh, boy, that half nut's got a lot of wear in it. All right, we're going to be looking for a new half nut. Never fails when you need something, you got the right size. Too small. That's going to be too big. Nope, that's it. Alright. So, take that puppy off. It's bound a little tight. Most of the stuff hasn't been tight at all. I think the bottom of this box will come off now. Maybe not. Okay. Well, alright, the whole box. So that's going to disengage it from the actual apron itself. And then I got this little cog thing here that's also bolted onto that. So I have to take those 2 screws out. Of course, they're going to be a different size. Of course they are. Why wouldn't they be? Okay, that brought the whole thing off. Great. So now let's see what we got here. Alright. I still don't know what that thing does. Well, if nothing else, I can straighten the shaft while it's still engaged in that thing. Just don't know. Just bear with me, folks. I'm thinking. There's a couple of set screws there. I don't know what they do. Well, that one came right out. There it is. Whatever they are, they haven't been used in a long time. Okay, well, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to wind up taking this little slider plate off, because I think that'll let me get into the box and I'll actually be able to see what's engaging in that. Just slid over it, so no such luck. Alright, bear with me. I guess I could reposition this so you can see what I'm doing. And for all the wannabe YouTube folks out there, let me just tell you that this is really difficult to get your camera shots all lined up. Alright. There we go. So I think you can see now. Can't see me, but you can see what I'm doing. So this little plate's got 4 little Allen heads. So let's take those off. And I got nothing to lose. Well, not a lot to lose, but I think what that'll do is it'll open up the back of that box and I'll be able to see what's going on. Because right now I just don't know. I don't have any idea what's engaging that. I may not know. And I always hate to tear stuff like this apart because you never know what's on the backside, you know. Darn springs or whatever might pop out of there. You just never know. But a little brass hammer is just indispensable. Do that. A little love tap. It's got a couple of locator pins too. Yeah, we're not. And I'm not hitting that hard. There it goes. Bang, a little traction now. Again, I'm just tapping. Oh! Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. See, there's a little pin that come out of something. Where did that come out of? No idea where that little pin came from. That's the stuff that I worry about. Alright, so we got a little pin. I'm guessing there's going to be probably some more than little pins. And if you've already done this before, and you can tell me how I screwed this up, I'd sure appreciate it. Come on. Yeah, I don't know where that pin came from. Let me get, you gotta be really careful about putting screwdrivers in stuff. Okay, so that is, I don't know what that is. There's a shaft going through there. Come on, baby. Put her upside down. There it is. I'm just being really gentle, not trying to. There we go. There's that. So, okay, I see where the pin came from. I don't know what it did, but I see where it came from. So the pin, that little brass pin rode right in there. Some type of alignment, but I don't really know what it's keeping aligned. What I think is that this is got some kind of a carriage stop, and so when you go one way it'll flip it, and I think what it does is it then reverses your feed, or it pops the feed out. I'm not really sure, but so there's that, and it looks like we're missing one of the pins. Yeah, the pin rode right in there, but it didn't fall out here on the table, so it's probably been gone for a really long time. Yeah, no pin. Got the 4 screws. I'm not any further ahead of getting in this silly box. What the heck is this thing doing? Wow. All right. Well. How the heck do you get inside the box? All right. Well, I'm going to try to pull this thing out. Huh. I think that might be. Man, I just don't know. Do not know. Probably going to take me. Oh, okay. I understand what that is. That's just a locator. Keep that in position. Okay. I got it. Yeah. Okay. This just flips it one way or the other. Got that. Still don't know what that actually does, and I still can't get in the darn box. Well, shoot, I don't know. All right, I'm gonna mess around with this for a little bit off camera until I figure out how to get in the box. Okay, dang it. So I was able to, while I still had the 2 ends in the box attached to the shaft, I was able to slide it over and go on my press and actually straighten out the shaft enough on the end that I could get this end disengaged. And so we've got the little bushing, all right, and then we've got the little slide jobby here that's got the gear on it. So that's on the end that's closest to the headstock, and then so at this point the whole thing should just slide out. Let me see if I can get that in frame. And for you guys doing this, thinking about doing the whole YouTube thing, it's really hard to do this well by yourself. And so, you know, a lot of my, doggone it, a lot of my stuff is not the greatest because it's so hard to balance, you know, giving you something meaningful to look at and all that good stuff. And so now this end will come out, and look at that. And I don't know why that didn't, there's no keyway in there, so I don't know why that didn't. But anyhow, that just pushes in there. And then, so the end of the shaft that is not cut all the way with the keyway is the end that goes towards the tailstock. So anyhow, the shaft is a lot straighter than what it was. It's still got some bends in it, but I think that I can straighten this out without a whole lot of trouble and at least get it good enough to run. I mean, it doesn't have to be 100% straight. It just needs to be more or less straight. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna work on that. Probably not tonight because I'm tired. I got way more done than I thought I would. And then I'm gonna pull those half nuts off because I'm just looking at them; they're really worn. And so that's something that I need to work on. All right, Doc D out, and so this will. I'm probably going to split all the video that I've done tonight into 2 different videos, so this will probably be number 4. All right, Doc D out. Thanks. All right, I just couldn't leave it alone. So anyhow, I've been playing with the shaft for about 30 minutes. It's still not 100% straight, but it's a whole lot better than what it was, and in actuality I think that it'll be fine for what we're doing. There's still just a little bit of a kink right there that I haven't been able to get out, and there's just a little bit of a kink here at the very end. I got most of it out, but yeah, it was such a sharp bend I can't quite get it all out. But anyhow, I think it's good. I think it'll work now. And so I'm going to clean all this back up, and then I'm going to go ahead and tear the half nuts off and see what they look like. What I'm looking at, they don't look too hot, but I could be mistaken. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll put this all back together. Actually, I probably should just put this back together first, and then worry about the half nuts. I don't know, can you see what are we looking at here? I can't even see what we're looking at. Let's see. Let's lay this on the side. Not knocking that off. There. Yeah, I think you can see that a little better. Dang it. So difficult to get this stupid thing where I want it. Okay, so yeah, I think that's going to work. I don't know what just fell off. This end had, I don't know what that was. It looked like it might have had some type of felt or something to, I don't know. Maybe not. It might just be grime. Yeah, I don't know why that didn't go through there, because there's nothing that has a key in it. So that should have just went right through there. A lot of dirt and grime and grease in there. Old grease. That all needs to be cleaned out. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to clean out all this old grease, and we'll put it all back together and grease it up as we do it. Yeah, that's really dirty. Really, really dirty. So I'll do this off camera, but basically I'm just going to clean the grease out of both of these, and then when I get time to do it back again, then I'm just going to slide this over the shaft. Go ahead and press that back in there. I will pack it with grease before I do so, and then when I get to that point of putting this back together, I'll go ahead and bring you back in. So for now, yeah, just cleaning all this stuff up, getting all the old paint off of these bushings. There was a lot of grease in there. I mean, holy cow. The fact is, I haven't got it all out of there, if you can see it or not. But yeah, both of them were like that. Interesting thing is that there's a snap ring around this perimeter here, and then there is it's got a little tit in it that lines up, and there's another tit inside. So those two have to be lined up in order for that to slide through. Which I'm glad I noticed that before I tried to put all this back together. So come back in a few. All right, I'm back. Oh, dang it. Good grief. Hate this stupid thing. All right, that's better. Okay, so I got everything clean. I've got the orientation of the bushing set right, and so now I'm going to put it all back together. And I got some wheel bearing grease that I've been using for quite a while. It'll be fine for this, and just gloving up to keep the mess to a minimum, because every time you do this stuff, it's just so messy. So anyhow, I'm just gonna loop a bit of this down in here. Maybe. And yeah, just like that. Push it all the way down in there. Now part of that will wind up coming back out, I'm sure. And for those of you who are thinking, oh my gosh, he's going to leave those rags everywhere now, all this stuff goes right into the wood burner as soon as I'm done. And that way if we do have a spontaneous combustion, it's in the wood burner. Alright, so that's on there. Scoop that nice and good. Get this thing lined up. Alright, so that's good. Now, I think I'm going to go ahead and pull these little Allens out so that I can actually see when I'm where I'm at, because this bushing's got to push in there, and so I'm just going to put just a little bit of grease on there. And I think it'll just slide right in. It just slides right in. And I'm going to leave it loose for now because I've got to orient everything together. So this little jobby has got a key on it. I don't know if you can see that or not, but there's a little key right there. So that's going to ride in the shaft, and then on the back side of this there is a let's see if I can do this without messing it up too badly. Dang it. This silly thing. I bet I should buy a new freaking so anyhow, this gear here, there's a selector here, so it's got a gear on the bottom, and it's got a gear here that interacts with this lever right here. Alright, and so all this stuff has got to be oriented correctly, and I think that the amount of stuff that's already on this is going to be just fine to move that. There we Nice. Alright, now we need to get this so it is oriented the correct way. Alright, and then it's not hitting yet. And I know that I need it to be right there. And then I'm going to put some lube in this guy. And this one pushes in from the opposite direction. Wipe this stuff off my fingers. Grease is good stuff, but man, it goes everywhere. Alright, and then so this has got to orient to the bottom. Just like that. Alright. And then, oh yeah, that just slid right in. That just slid right in. Actually too far again. So, alright, so goofed. I have to push one of these back out. Because that should, there we go. Got it. Alright, so now as I turn this, it operates the little flapper. I think you can see that. Alright, and that's where we want it. And I think those are pretty close to where we want them. I'm going to get a flashlight and peer down in that hole there after I take this stuff off to make sure that I'm going to locate one and then I'll move the other one. Be right back. Well, right. So looking down in. Oops, there it is. Okay, so I overshot it by just a hair, but there, perfect. Okay, now, and I don't know what I just did with that, doggone it. There it is. So this will go in there and locate that bushing, and then I'm going to take that other one out. I think it's right where it's supposed to be. Alright, so that one's in. Let's take this one out. Get a glance in the hole. I think we're right where we need to be, or darn close. I love these Harbor Freight flashlights. I just blinded myself. Yep, exact same thing. I overshot it just a hair. And this one, actually that one's right where it's supposed to be. Great. So these go back in. That's it. Alright, and next I got this thing. I don't have any idea what this actually does, what function it does. But we're going to go ahead and put it back in as well. And then we'll clean this thing back up. Alright, so here we are. Sweet. Alright, so now as this turns, and so I'm guessing that this only is going to turn a minute amount. Yeah, that's it. So, and this, value of this does, what that actually does, but we'll figure that out. Okay, so shaft is straight enough. We're lubed up, we're reassembled. Everything is timed, I think, right. If it's not, it won't be a huge deal to take it back apart and retime it. So, all right, I'm calling it good there for tonight. Talk to you out. All right, I'm back. Pardon all the rain that we're hearing. That's rain you're hearing. So anyhow, now we've got these little forks, and they actually slide. They set up on that. There's a little selector left and right on that, and then that shifts easy to the rear, towards the tailstock or to the headstock. And I believe that those actually hit on the little I believe that those are meant to engage on this and to tell the machine that, yep, you've hit your limit. And so, you know, you set these for basically as carriage stops, I think. I don't know that for sure, and I'm sure that if I'm wrong, somebody will correct me. So anyhow, just putting this all back together, and so we're going to put not a whole lot of grease, but enough grease to do the job, because I don't really ever want to tear this thing apart. So got it nice and deep down in the grooves there, so that'll stay for a while. All right. This little job he's got a cutout there that holds it, and then I think we'll go ahead and dab with just a little bit of grease there and there, and probably right around that lip, just because that's gonna. And there's actually grease grooves on the top there. So I'm coating this pretty liberally, again, because I don't want to do this again. And then there's the alignment pins that should just line up and drop in like that. Yay! I love it when a plan comes together. All right, wipe off the excess. Sweet. Get rid of my gloves. I hate these vinyl gloves. That's all that Harbor Freight has at the moment. All right, and then 4 Allen screws to put it all back together. And we'll gently tighten that one. Tighten that one too much. Oh, you silly thing. Alright. So that one's biting now. That one's biting. Pick up the one that I lost. Alright, everybody's happy. And just keep walking around this and snugging it up. Oh yeah, that grease is just popping right out of there. That's what we want. Good deal. Alright. Okay. Clean up the excess. Let's check to make sure that our little flipper dealy works. Oh, it doesn't. It doesn't work. Okay, we did something wrong. Take it apart. Yeah, it's just a little stuff like this, you know. So I've got something not timed right. Alright, I'll come back here in a second. Okay, so it's actually working now, but the timing is off, so I'm going to take that back apart, because that should be, I mean, it'll work, but I'm not happy with that. I want it to be right. So I'm going to take it back apart, time it so that, you know, when it's all the way over, it's all the way one way, and then so forth and so on. So, back. Okay, so the forks are adjusted so that it's all the way one way or all the way the other way, just like it ought to be. And I'm going to stick this back on there with the 4 bolts. Pan you around. I think you can see that. So let's crank this up a little bit. I'll have you looking down at it. Alright. So okay, so there we are. So this then will go on here like that. See, I'm going to clean that off a little bit before I put that back up there. Because, you know, clean while you can. And all the smutch off of here from 60 some odd years, I guess. This is a 1860. Alright, yeah. Ain't perfect, but okay. It's a whole lot cleaner than it was. Alright. So we're going to set this on top of here. And then, oh yeah. Alright. And then I got them 4 long screws that are just coated with oil now. Yay! So got that one in. Got a bite. That one's biting. And that one should bite. There it goes. All right. Now I got to make sure to put those these two wheelies back on there as well. I'm going to do that tonight, so I don't forget. Because it'll be a real bummer to not put those on and put this all back together. All right. Just torque them a little bit. Not crazy torque, but a little bit. That's it. Phew. All right, so yeah, I got to put these little jobbies back on, and then it'll be time. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tear the half nuts off, just so I can see what kind of shape they're in. It doesn't look good, but it might be okay. It's hard to tell without pulling it off of there, and then it'll probably be Wednesday, a couple days before I can get somebody here to actually help me put the apron back on the saddle. All right, Doc D out. Okay, I got a little better look at the half nuts, and actually they're good. It didn't look like it, but yeah, they're good. I didn't actually get it out of there. I just got all this stuff out so I can actually get in and take a quick look at it. All there is this bracket here that kind of serves as a guide for the lead screw, and then there's also a lever here that I'm not really sure what it does. Apparently I think it serves as a lockout. Not really sure, but anyhow, it looked like the lead screw was pretty ate up, but really it's pretty nice. I've had much worse, so that's good news. And so just putting this all back together, I'm gonna put some gloves on, and I'll put some grease down up inside the half nut and clean up the rest of this. and it'll be ready to get back on the lathe. So pretty excited about that. And this is just a 9/16 nut and a little washer holding everything together. So we'll put those back on as well. And they weren't terribly tight, so snug them up. So anyhow, yeah, this is turning out good. Got it all. Got a tore part fixed. Get ready to put it back together. And so yeah, I'm pretty excited. I got a lot done today, a lot more than I thought. So there's probably going to be, I don't know, I'm guessing 3 videos out of this. But yeah, all right, good deal. Thanks.